Don in London, hello. It's February the 15th, 2010. My video is all about recovery from addiction to either substance or behaviour. And my addictive substance, alcohol, my behaviour, equally addictive depending on what was going on. And I was thinking about it last night in a meeting of AA, Alcoholics Anonymous. You know, what goes on with our feelings. And in the past, when drinking, I'm a 35-year veteran of drinking. Somehow I survived it, one day at a time. And some of those days were dreadful. Just so you know, was I an alcoholic from the first drink? Probably. Or I had an inclination towards it, because there was something inside me which I didn't understand very well. And that was me. Simply me. I didn't understand me, and I didn't understand life. And what that meant for me was a lot of things were fearful. But because I was so ignorant of my feelings, I didn't even know I was fearful. There was just this gnawing doubt, and sometimes it was almost panic, and not able to cope with simple things like listening to my parents, or listening to teachers, or being able to relate to people, not being able to read or write too well. And I made up for that later, but it took a few years, and I failed to get the message from my teachers when I was a youngster, and I suffered the consequences, which were harsh punishments, corporal punishment, and that was not nice. It didn't happen that often, but it was often enough to switch me off education. And if it hadn't been for, I suppose, coincidence, I would never have learned to read or write. So, drink, what's that got to do with my education? Well, the simple answer is, I had a drink when I was very young, and it took the edge off, and it made me feel okay. Suddenly I had feelings, warmth, gentleness, joyfulness, some idea of what love might be. But the trouble with drink, and anything which fixes us, this is the point really from last night, drink or anything which we use as a fix puts us out in the extremes of our emotions, be they to the good of living or to the sad of living. So, under the influence of fixing, my fixes were alcohol, work, relationships, collecting, materialism, you name it, to fill that gap inside where fear existed, where I didn't know that I was good enough. Less than is where I felt. So, always striving for perfection. And so, fixing is extremes of behaviour, often trying to fill the gap inside, because we just don't know what the heck is going on. And I was listening to a good share last night, and yeah, I was, and it was all about love. And obviously, being Valentine's Day yesterday, what on earth are 40 odd people doing in a room on a Sunday night on Valentine's Day? Yeah, probably contemplating, what am I doing here on Valentine's Day in a meeting of AA when I ought or should be in a relationship doing something metaphysical or even physical? Well, the answer is not all of us have partners, fortunately, and also some people who do have partners were also there, and some partners together. So there you go. But I can only say I was there at the AA meeting. I can't say that anybody else was. But the theme was love in fellowship. And this concept, when I first came to AA, this idea that there was love in fellowship, was very attractive. And there were women in the fellowship of AA, and I thought that's even better. So what do they say, attraction not promotion? Well, I completely misunderstood. So, you know, love these days, love in fellowship means unconditional love. It's not about whether you are a man or a woman, or your particular sexual preference. It's about what is love. What indeed is love? And we can all get that confused, because if we need it or want it, it probably means that we're striving or trying to fix something missing inside us, rather than understand, love yourself first. And that was emphasised last night, love yourself first, and then you've got a fighting chance with what might happen next. So the gift in all of this for me is, it's okay to be a learner. And I was contemplating what quotes I'm going to stick on my Facebook page this morning. And I've got 4 here. Robert Frost, great writer. In 3 words I can sum up everything I've learned about life. It goes on. And that reminds me of Just for Today, which is part of our programme. Life goes on, and it's just for today. And then Robert Frost again, education is the ability to listen to almost anything without losing your temper or your self-confidence. And the thing about AA meetings is you will lose your temper in AA meetings simply because people speak their minds. And of course the actual answer is, if we have self-confidence, what works for another person may not work for us. And Eric Fromm on love. Immature love says, I love you because I need you. Mature love says, I need you because I love you. Big difference. And Maxim Gorky, Russian. When one loves somebody, everything is clear. Where to go, what to do, it all takes care of itself, and one doesn't have to ask anybody about anything. So if we get a bit of self-love in the right way, that is understanding that it's okay to love yourself, and that life can work, then even if we meet angry people or situations which are difficult, we can cope, and coping is the spiritual foundation of living. May not be the spiritual foundation of AA, but coping is. Anyway, what is AA? I'll share the AA preamble and then do the reading from the AA literature. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution. Does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. And the purpose of AA, desire to stop drinking, and then sharing a message. And when we go to AA meetings, the suggestion is it's what you can put into the meeting rather than what you can take out of it. So it's not a selfish act, but it is a selfish act, because if we actually give something, or just put the chairs out, or light the candles, or make the tea, or greet. I volunteered for greeting last night. I really enjoyed that. And I can do it for a while. Anyway, the AA reading for today, Daily Reflections. Oh, and by the way, it's SAD. Yeah, what's that? Single Awareness Day. So if you didn't like Valentine's Day and you're single, you've now got a Single Awareness Day. So, by the way, if you're single, just remember your awareness about it. You're single. Right, so, anyway, Daily Reflections, serious subject. Being restored to sanity on a daily basis, because if we're not restored to sanity, we live in the madness, and we are part of the living dead. So, February the 15th, it says here, taking action. Are these extravagant promises? We think not. They are being fulfilled among us, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. They will always materialize if we work for them. And he goes on to say, one of the most important things AA has given me, in addition to freedom from booze, is the ability to take right action. Right action. It says the promises will always materialize if I work for them. Fantasizing about them, debating them, preaching about them, and faking them just won't work. So please stop faking it to make it. I'll remain a miserable, rationalizing dry drunk. By taking action and working the 12 steps in all my affairs, I'll have a life beyond my wildest dreams. And maybe we can get over SAD. Or celebrate self-awareness, Single Awareness Day. So, you know, the gift of AA is you can have a sense of humour again. And after the barking dog the day before yesterday, it went on for 7 hours, there's no sign or even a bark from it for the last 20 hours or so, which is astonishing. So life can improve. And towards the end of these videos, the Serenity Prayer, and it's a very serious meditation and prayer to be said in the moment of anger often, so that we actually stop reacting and start responding. So whether you believe in God or not is not the answer here. To God or good conscience, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference is just for today.